Okay, let's try another double review. The first game is Q.U.B.E, spelled with a Q, and this is a Portal-esque looking puzzle game, first-person puzzle game, where you have the ability to control cubes, and they're all different colours. So the red one, you click it and it pushes out a piece, and that can only come out 3 squares. And then you have the yellow piece, which is a line of 3 yellow blocks, and whatever one of the 3 you hit will be the tallest in the sequence when they all come up, and they kind of create a staircase. And then you have the blue ones where you push them in and then you can jump on them and they will spring you about. There are also other ways of doing things. You have green blocks which you can't actually touch. You have to use the other blocks in order to maneuver it to where you need it to be, and you can rotate the walls, and later on in levels it gets dark. And there are loads of different types of puzzles coming up later on, which I haven't been able to show you in this video because even though I've completed it, I didn't have enough footage, so I had to go back and play through. So I've only got the first half hour to an hour of the game. It is quite a short game, but it is very, very interesting. As much as the first Portal game was on puzzles, it varies enough to keep you invested. And while there isn't a funny voiceover and stuff like that, it is very, very good, and I really enjoy it. And even just filming this over again, I was having fun, and I'm tempted to go back through and finish it all over again. So yeah, that's Q.U.B.E, and I recommend trying it out. The second game is Snapshot, which is a platform game where you push blocks and you jump around and stuff like that. It's basic. Each level is kind of like a puzzle, but the twist is that you can take pictures of objects in the world and then move them to other places, which means if there's a block off screen which you can't get to, you can take a picture of it, move it to where you need it to be, and get yourself on. And it's an alright game, and it's an alright mechanic, but puzzle games are kind of, well, platforming games are kind of everywhere now, especially with the indie market, and they really need an interesting hook in order to be loved. And this is interesting, but they don't do much else with it, so the whole game relies on the snapshot part being interesting enough, because the platforming elements are just fine, they're mediocre. So I wouldn't recommend you buying Snapshot unless it was in a sale and you really wanted to try it out, because it doesn't seem to do much different than what you've already got in a few other platformers. So yeah, thanks.